Hi guys, here's another great card trick for you from Totally Magic. Hope you enjoy this one. And this one is all about the spirits, the spiritual world, you know, the people that can pick up the spirit messages from above. Yeah, I don't mean upstairs, I mean higher above. People that have passed over and they can pick up the spirits. But did you know that magicians can also pick up the spirits? No, not that type. But the type from someone just in front of them. So we can't receive signals of spirits from far afield, but we can pick them up from the person in front of us. Is it spiritual or is it just magical? You decide. We got a deck of cards. It wouldn't be a card trick if we didn't have a deck of cards. And we can give these a quick shuffle, although badly, but it doesn't matter because I'm not going to choose a card. I'm going to get the spectator to pick any card from the pack. What I'd like you to do is reach over and just lift off half the cards, grab half the pack, and we'll eliminate the rest of the cards. Put those down. Now let's go one stage further. I'd like you to cut the cards again. Hold on to them and we'll eliminate these cards as well. I want you, while I look away, just to have a peek at the card that you've cut to, and they will have a peek at the card. Remember it. And what I'd like you to do now is to shuffle the cards. So take the cards like this and give them a really good shuffling. In fact, take these as well. Now the spectator can shuffle these as much as they like. They shuffle these, you even give them these cards and they can shuffle them with there. I think you'll agree that there's no way that anyone in this room could know the card that you're now thinking of. Now you'll notice that what we have in front of us is an Ouija board. This is what the spiritualists will use to gain messages. Now magicians don't use one of these, they use a cardie board as opposed to a Ouija board. Well, they don't, I just made that up, but it sounds pretty convincing. But here it is, 52 playing cards on here. We're going to use the light. I'm going to just get some light. And I want you to watch closely as we push the board around. The cardie board goes around. Now, one card and one card only is the card that you are thinking of as we go through. Now, it's drawing me, your spirits are drawing me to the middle for some reason, and it's controlling my hands to move it around the black card. So I'm guessing your card is a black card. Now watch closely as the spirits tell us the card. Watch closely, watch the light as it pulsates on one card and one card only. The 4 of spades. Is that the card that you chose? It is. Now, is that spiritual or is it just magical? You decide. So here's the tutorial for this great little trick. Now, the thing about this is that it is just a very simple, you take a card and I find it, but it's kind of been dressed up to make all this kind of spiritual thing, and I think it just adds a little bit extra than just the regular take a card and you name it. It does involve you forcing a card, so I am going to say, like I always say, you choose which method works best for you. So let's first of all look at how you force the card. Oh, by the way, this particular item here, which has the picture of the Ouija board on one side and the 52 playing cards on the other, you can download this. I put a link in the description just below the video. Just click on that and you can download this and just print it out. Now, I was lucky enough to find a piece of card that I could print it on, but you can use paper, and because the light is so bright on a camera on this phone I can dim the light down, but you might find if it's too bright, then just stick two pieces of paper together once you've printed it out, okay, to make it a bit thicker. We'll come to this in a moment, but the forcing of the card. Now, use your own method, but I use a simple one because I wanted to give people not just one card to choose, but several, and I wanted it very hands off of me. I didn't want to be handling the cards, so I wanted them to cut the cards and handle them. So at the start, you do give them some false shuffles because for me, I've got a little stack of cards at the top. Let me just show you those. Here they are. All spades. They're the ones I'm forcing because that's what this is set up for. All of the spades in numerical order, ace through to king, and I put those on the top like that. Now, what I've found is when people are cutting the cards, to be sure they cut somewhere in among those 13 cards, I tend to put about 5 or 6 cards. So if I put 6 cards on top, I found that's about right. You might want to put 10 cards or 5 cards, but I found about 6 cards is fine. So just handle them loosely, push them to the spectator like that and say, look, what I want you to do is cut the cards. Now they're going to cut the cards. Remember, our stack is at the top. So when they cut the cards, and it doesn't matter if they're exact, they can be off, but just say cut half the cards. They cut some cards, eliminate, just push them to one side. They put these cards down. Now, because of the cards, our false cards, let me just find them, are between here and here, which is around the middle. Yeah, so as long as they cut middle, so make sure you emphasize cut half the cards. And when they cut half the cards, they're holding these. I then just drop these on top. And then I pick these up and I'm going to give these just one shuffle. And there's a reason why, because this card here, when I shuffle, I just slide that to the bottom and then just do a messy shuffle. And as I handed them to the spectators, say, shuffle your cards like this, and I demonstrate, and they start shuffling these because they can. You hand them, but I glimpse this card here. Now, can you see I've got a king here? All right. That means that card at the bottom they've just looked at is the queen. All right, so that's it. Now, when you do this, if you're one of these people that are always worried about what if they cut too deep, or, you know, they don't pick one of those, I've never had that. It always picks in there. How would you know? Well, watch this. Before you get them to shuffle, when you shuffle the cards and you glimpse the bottom card here, if that's not a spade, you know they didn't cut deep enough. So you say, I'll tell you what, let's go even one deeper. Cut those in half again. So if they cut half again, they're going to bound to get that. I've never had to do that. All right, so don't worry about that. So you say, you shuffle the cards, they then shuffle their cards. Now this is the convincer that throws a lot of magicians, because people think, well, even if you had a stack there, they've just messed it up because they've shuffled them. Get them to put them there, shuffle, and that's it. The trick is done. You've forced a particular card and you know what it is. Now, because I know it was the Queen of Spades, if you look closely, this isn't just any old card spread of 52 cards. I've made sure that all of the 13 spade cards are showing in full. In other words, they're not hidden under any of them. Okay, so all of the spades. There's the Queen. Then what I do is I turn on the torch of your phone, and every phone has these, I don't know any phone that doesn't. Put it down and just quickly put this over and make sure you drop it onto it. That way you get a little pinpoint. Okay, so it's a sharp pinpoint spotlight. You then do the usual thing that you normally do with a Ouija board, moving things around onto the letters. You're doing it with the cards. And this is kind of novel for the audience. And then you work your way to where the Queen is and maybe go around this. It was a high card, but it's a black card. Then all you do, and this is quite nice, is you literally have to just either lift the card up a little bit, just a fraction. Look at that. I just need to lift it up just a fraction. And it almost looks as though the light glows, as though you've got some sort of control over the strength of the light. But of course it's not, it's just you moving it further away. You only have to do it a little bit, have a little practice with that, and I think it looks really nice as it pulsates. Just do that a few times, you don't want to overdo it. Put that to one side, turn it over, and just name the card that it pulsated on. And that's the spirit talking to you. I think it's a great little card trick, very simple, but I hope you have fun with that. Don't forget, download this from below the video in the description. And until next time, practice and enjoy. And of course, keep yourselves safe.